what does Trump want to do here with Iran? This is very different than what we saw from Trump 1.0 just a few years ago.
That's correct. There is a difference in the way he approaches it. But I think the U.S. Tactic or strategy to exert so-called maximum pressure on Iran has been revolving around one key premise, and that is to offer Iran economic relief in return for curbs on its nuclear activities. That, I think, remains unchanged in this particular point. And what is important to note, I think, at this point in history, is that there is also another competing priority for President Trump, and that is to be able to create a market situation, global market situation, whereby he can deliver on his own domestic election pledge to lower oil prices globally. So what we are seeing is that President Trump is basically laying out the options for Iran. On the one hand, he showed with his directives the other day that he has the ability to A, impose new sanctions on Iran, and B, he can impose or he can reinforce existing sanctions on Iran than what was the case under Biden. And on the other hand, he is offering a carrot, which is basically a situation whereby Iran can live with maybe more relaxed sanctions, can generate more revenues from its oil exports in return for curbs on its nuclear activity, because that's been at the heart of global powers' concerns vis-a-vis the government in Tehran.
Onur, does that mean we see Iran then playing ball? Is that enough incentive for them to step in and come to the table?
It might be. Based on various calculations, based on various assumptions, there is a possibility that the U.S., with new sanctions or the reinforcement of existing ones, can, so to speak, blow a $30 billion hole in annual revenues that Iran generates from oil exports, mainly to China. They have been able to almost quadruple their oil exports under the Biden administration. There is a way that Trump can reverse that, and that would be a big concern for Iran. That is due to the fact that A, oil accounts for almost a tenth of the Iranian economy, and B, the country is already suffering from lack of investment that are showing themselves in terms of massive blackouts, hitting companies in key industries. So it is critical for Iran, as has been signaled by its new president, Pezeshkian, to come to terms with the West, the global powers, to reach an equilibrium where it can basically generate more revenues from its oil revenues and provide more prosperity for its own population.